why not?
Start it.
Keep
Right.
going till
Yeah.
we've got everything.
One last thing. Pretend that's not there.
Right, just
Can
look at
start
you.
looking at me?
Right, fair enough.
So, yeah, don't worry.
Well, I'm John Fenton, and I've been a taxi driver for 30 odd years in Belfast. The last 20 odd years of that time has been spent driving a black cab in Belfast city centre. While the Troubles was going on, there may only have been about 20 black taxis in Belfast. Now, since the peace agreement, there's nearly 400. Basically, about 20 years ago, people would have came here. In them days, they would have been called terror tours. Most black taxi drivers in Belfast city centre will give you a tour. Whether he's interested enough to give you a good tour, whether he just wants to zoom you around and get the 25 quid off you, that's another story. Today, we aren't really allowed to call them terror tours because even the murals now are moving away from the struggle that happened here. They're now called political tours. A tour for me involves taking the tourist up the falls, down the Shankill, and giving them, to the best of my ability, an unbiased opinion of what happened and the problems each community had with each other. You'll see there the IRPWA, the Irish Republican Welfare Association. So if your husband or your brother was in prison, your next of kin, someone would come round and give them a small envelope of money. And it was the same on the Loyalist side. They had the Loyalist Prisoners Association. They want to see the peace wall. They want to sign the peace wall. They want to ask questions. Do you think this wall will ever come down? How does people feel with that wall being there? Do they feel safer with the wall? There's lots of funny stories. I mean, part of the tour is actually going to Harlan and Wolff. One day I had a group of Americans, and they were knocking down old sheds, and there was nuts and bolts lying all over the place. And of course, one of the Americans asked me, "Do you think they're from the Titanic?" Well, me being me says, "Of course, they're bound to be." So the next thing, a plastic bag appeared, and they were filling it full of nuts and bolts. Now I know myself, the Titanic was put together with rivets. So they were away as happy as Larry with this bag of nuts and bolts. They probably sold them on eBay as well. There's a group of drivers, well, we belong together, and there's about 6 of us, and it's 50% Catholic and 50% Protestant. Well, I would have been brought up a Protestant, a Methodist Protestant. I didn't know, I didn't have any friends who were Catholics because I didn't know anybody. The only Catholics that I knew was would have been the Catholics of throwing stones across Duncairn Gardens. You can see Belfast changing big time. There's been millions and hundreds of millions of pounds of investment, which we never had. There's more work for everyone. There's a less sense of hopelessness around the city, and you can see that at the weekends when the kids come into the city. The city is, as I say, Belfast is buzzing. When you get, I'm 50 years of age now, and it all depends on your outlook in life, but I'm always glad that I'm able to get up in the mornings and go to my work. And that's good because there's loads of people that can't do that. I do really enjoy a tour, and I feel that if you can give an unbiased opinion and show people that you're not just throwing them into the cab and chucking them out inside an hour, that they feel that it's been worth it, and that, like yourselves, people comes back to you.